Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us for this live breaking news cut-in. The Sumter County Sheriff's Office is about to hold a press conference to share more details about the two women who were found dead in a field 1 month ago. Let's go ahead and take you straight now to Sumter County with the very latest.
Yes, sir.
So it looks like we're still continuing to wait on this very latest on this press conference. But let's go ahead and bring you just up to speed on what we know so far ahead of what we're going to be hopefully hearing more details about. Now, the two women who were found dead in a field 1 month ago. Now, we have learned that 29-year-old Tiamo Drakeford is now facing a murder charge. This after 38-year-old Kristen Grissom and 35-year-old Christine Maccabee were found dead in a field on Richbow Road. Now, we have learned that Drakeford also is facing charges of possession of a weapon during a violent crime, as well as desecration.
Okay, thank you again for
human
coming,
remains.
Sheriff Dennis.
It is unclear at the time how Grissom died. The coroner has confirmed that Maccabee died from a gunshot wound. Let's go ahead and send you straight on over to the sheriff.
On August the 8th, the body of two females were found on Richbow Road in the community of Remit, Sumter County. The two victims has been identified as a Kristen Maccabee, 35 years old, of North Charleston, and a Kristen Grissom, also of North Charleston, 38 years old. An autopsy has been performed on both victims. The results that Mrs. Maccabee died as a result of a gunshot wound. The autopsy for Mrs. Grissom is still pending at the coroner's office. Our investigators have been working with multiple agencies, as I stated earlier, and the families of the victims to learn more about the lives of the victims. Our investigators have been able to gather enough evidence to charge Tiamo Henry Mitchell Drakeford, 29 years old, with the murder of Mrs. Maccabee and also the possession of a weapon during a violent crime. He's also been charged with the desecration of the human remains regarding Mrs. Grissom. Again, I say he's 29 years old and he has a Camden address. I would like to thank several agencies for their willingness to assist with this investigation. Of course, the State Law Enforcement Division, who I had requested, the North Charleston Police Department, the Camden Police Department, the Richland County Sheriff's Office, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, and Kershaw County Sheriff's Office. And I also want to be clear that this is a continuing investigation. We are confident that this is an isolated target event. We do not expect more arrests. We do expect more arrests. And I will update you as they occur. But in order to maintain the integrity of this investigation, we will not answer questions, but I will update you on future charges associated with this heinous act that was committed by this suspect. I will, we open for questions if any questions.
they know one another?
They were acquainted with each other from the Charleston area. Yes, they were.
Did Mr. Draper had a bond hearing yet?
He has not had a first appearance before a magistrate. He'll be waiting a bond hearing for a circuit court judge.
Is there any information on how Drakeford is connected to these two women?
Now, Mr. Draper also has a history of residency in the Charleston area as well.
What was able to make that connection?
The investigation, interviewing witnesses, and those that were familiar with the victims and the suspect.
Did he have a long criminal history?
Yes, Mr. Draper does. He has an extensive violent crime history that we will share with you later.
What about the victims? Did they have a history of having any kind of interaction or altercation with Mr. Drakeford in the past?
Again, we don't want to release that information at this time. Like I said, I do not want to jeopardize the integrity of the investigation.
Is there anything you can say as to why the second autopsy cause of death hasn't been able to be established at this point?
The coroner is waiting on some results from Slade as well on the cause of death. Like I say, determined the cause of death on Mrs. McAbee was determined to be a gunshot wound.
I guess the only reason I asked that, I guess, was there anything about her physically that was unable to be traced in the same way that you would be able to kind of trace a gunshot wound?
No, it was not. Not at the first appearance in the forensic unit, our forensic unit, when they arrived on the scene. It was obvious that Mrs. McAbee had a gunshot wound.
Where was he picked up?
From the Kershaw County.
From his home or?
I don't have the exact residence where the location he was picked up. I believe it was Kershaw County.
But it was at home?
Yes.
And you're expecting other arrests?
Yes. It's continuing investigations. There are other arrests that are expected in this case.
Has he been cooperative or?
I would say non-cooperative at this time.
So I know there was an award that was issued at one point in time. Is that going to be a similar situation for the other arrests that could be forthcoming if people have information that is?
No, this case, that part of the case that we believe that has been concluded and solved. It's just the continuance of the investigation to lead to other arrests. Continuation of the other investigation.
Now,
Because this is a continuing investigation, is there anything you can kind of say to the community to remind them of the progress being made and their safety?
Yes, like I said, this was a simply isolated incident that, again, our investigations led us to believe that they were brought to that location. That did not occur in the Remnant community. And I want to show the citizen that there's no threat to that community from these individuals that committed these crimes.
Now, Sheriff, I know you mentioned it a couple of times before, but can you just the overall, I guess the overall synopsis of this situation, how would you kind of describe it? I mean, obviously you said it was a little heinous earlier, but you just kind of give your summary of everything.
Well, our summary is that this case would involve, we would say, drugs and possibly some solicitation that led to the incident itself.
But something you feel could have been avoided ultimately?
Yes, definitely could have been avoided.
All right, we'll just be taking one or two more questions.
And just to reiterate, were they killed at the scene or possibly somewhere else and brought to the scene afterwards?
We do believe that the murder of Maccabee occurred at the scene.
All right. Thank you, Sheriff Dennis, and thank you for coming today. I understand that is the limit of our time today, unless the sheriff has a closing comment.
Now, I'm certainly, again, I want to thank each agency as well as my investigators with job well done, bringing to justice the individual or individuals that committed this crime. And we plan to prosecute to the fullest. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. And we thank you again for coming. We'll be releasing more information as it becomes available and is pertinent to the timing of the investigation. Thank you.
Well, there you go. You just heard all of those details there coming from Sheriff Dennis as we are continuing to follow the very latest about this situation that happened over in Sumter County. So let's go ahead and break down a little bit what we kind of heard from today and what we're going to be continuing to hear. So investigators say